Hello ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone, and welcome to Skullgirls Get Great. This is the audio test we will be starting soon. Please let me know if any of the commentators this week are a little too loud or a little too quiet. We want all of us to be about equally as loud, and the game should be just barely audible. If there are any recommendations that you would like to provide, please feel free to do so. We want the stream to be just perfect for you. I don't know why I said multiple commentators. I'm the only one. It's all me. It's always me. How's it going, Toonani? What's happening? I'm gonna play a couple, or I don't know. I'm just gonna be in the training mode for a little bit. You guys let me know if the audio is a little overwhelming or a little weird. It's gonna be a little bit of a ghetto audio test. The quality should all be good though, but I don't know. I feel like I want to practice my B&Bs. That's like the only thing on my mind. Hold on a second. What's happening? That's no fun. thinking. That didn't work. Because I can't use the ending medium punch the first time. Okay. Right. I'm not thinking. Let's see. Am I fucking up? Oops. Alright, well, either way. Oops. I don't like this. That's exciting. Alright, I think it's been about 5 minutes, so people probably shuffled in a little bit. I'm gonna take a look at the chat in just a moment. Start up a lobby. Alright, gonna let this chill, put it away. Be needing this, because this show is not about me, the show is all about you guys. So I hope you're ready to have a good time. Or bad time. I mean, I don't know. Your pick. Welcome to school. Where are we? Alright, let's see. Who do we got? Turktoss is here. Good to hear that you're doing well, Tunani. I knew that was your first time here because I don't recognize your face. I never forget a face. And I did not make an exception for you. Let's see. Doc, quick question. Why are we training against my team specifically? It's just a convenient light, medium, heavy. It was actually Penny's team, by the way. I wasn't training against your team specifically, it was against Penny's team specifically. Because Penny was running that for a while. Penny swapped it out for a what's it called? Swapped out the Peacock for a double, but then there's 2 heavies on the team, and then I can't practice against all 3 weights. That's why. Oh, your squink's shy. Well, I mean, compare, like, alright, so you've been playing for what, probably about 100 hours? You've probably just gotten into this game and, like, wanted to get a little bit more serious. I've been playing this game for 8 years, and I have almost nothing to show for it, you know? I became a commentator, and I have 0 tournament, like, performance. I shouldn't say, like, 0, like, I went 2-2, but, like, that's not good, right? So I'm here to make sure you guys do a lot better than me. That's the point. And to put this good old noggin to use. We'll probably be doing that too eventually. Yeah. The team's a lot of fun. You've gotten to the point where you can convert off of hits. Yeah! That's good shit. Peacock neutral's a pain in the butt, so if you stick to it, then your team is killer. Like, it has a lot of potential. Alright, let's, before I just keep on making background noise by shuffling poker chips, let's go ahead and share that lobby link. Let's see, where else? And... Alright, cool. Hello everyone, welcome to Skullgirls Get Gr8. What we do here is we try to match you up against a relatively even opponent, and then provide constructive criticism on your play. We won't tell you everything that's wrong with your play, because learning happens in steps. So we're going to make sure that you improve one step at a time. Let's see. If you are participating today, please join the Steam group chat. You can find the Steam group chat by typing !Gg8 chat into Twitch chat. That'll provide a link to pop you in there. You can leave as soon as you're done with your matches. It's just important for you to be there to communicate about logistics, because I can't always have my eye on Twitch chat. And obviously sometimes Twitch chat moves really, really quickly. So if you have any questions or concerns or are not sure what to do, please talk to me in there. I see Tuna and Turktos have already joined. Is that the first matchup of the evening? I don't even know yet. It is, in fact, Tuna versus Turktos. Fantastic. Alright, so since you two are already here, feel free to ready up. Make sure that if you are playing today, you are pausing the stream. Make sure your GGPO settings are as low as possible. I recommend 1 per every 80 ping. If you are participating in online events, we do often sincerely request that you play on Ethernet. It's technically not required, because I know some people don't have access to that, but by all means, if you have the opportunity to play on Ethernet, please do so. It's not about getting better speeds, it's not about better connection, it's about better stability. You'll notice that your jitter goes way down, especially when you're connected to Ethernet, or specifically when you're connected to Ethernet. So that's why we highly, highly recommend that you play on Ethernet. It's out of respect for your opponent, out of respect for yourself. You know, it's just going to be a better experience overall, especially if you're trying to level up your play, which is what this stream is all about. You'll play Gray or Thok if they need it. Yeah, good stuff. I planned on playing both, but you can fight Thok, and I guess I can fight Gray. Or not Thok. You can fight Gray. Actually, who did Gray fight last week? I don't want Gray to fight the same person twice. Gray fought you. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna fight Gray. I try to prevent people fighting the same person 2 weeks in a row. Let's see how you do while I'm awkwardly fumbling around with my team. Why am I... Oh, okay, are these still in character select? Okay, cool. Alright. It's time to begin. First match. Tuna and Turktos playing their Solophilia. From here we got Fuqua Squiggly. Anchor Squiggly is always tough because, I mean, if you're not planning to use a lot of meter with with Fuqua, then that's fine. But Fuqua can be used to like burn out meter really quickly. Generally speaking, it might be better to switch that team order around because Squiggly's always meter starved, and Fuqua is very, very good at dumping out meter really, really quickly. If you plan on building meter with Fuqua and then DHCing out, that's one thing. But Squiggly, you know, like, I guess you have like a safe DHC into Squiggly, so that's kind of cool. But Squiggly in general is used as a neutral character, so you have her on point, she wins neutral for you, then you DHC into Fuqua. That's generally your game plan. Good punish not letting them juggle your assist around too much. Turktos, you overcommitted to that assist. You could have gotten killed there if Tuna converted. I got the counter call, nice blocks. Alright, we got the counter hit, no conversion. A lot of spaghetti. Alright, trying to space out with jumping medium punch, but you're so far away from your opponent, there's actually no reason to throw it out, unless you were dropping quarter-sickles, which I see that all the time. A lot of people will drop their quarter-sickle medium punch all the time and get the jumping medium punch instead. Okay, so sweeps have a property in this game where they render you completely invulnerable. Unless your opponent is already in a knockdown state and you still have what's called OTG, like the purple sparks when they bounce off the floor, that's the only time you can hit him with sweep and still combo. Otherwise, if you hit him with sweep, especially when they're just standing or neutral, they just get to escape for free. They get to tech, so they can get closer to you or further away from you, whatever they want, and they, like, that's it. Your combo ends. Like, there's no exception there. Like, it's not like, oh, you could have used a special or something to, or super or something to, like, continue that. So sweeps have a very niche use. They're also very good for breaking non-hyper armor. So if you have normal, if your opponent's using normal armor moves like Big Band using brass and things like that, sweeps will break that. So they do have a purpose, and they are pretty interesting. And again, you can use it against people who have like what's it called, who are being OTG'd, and they're generally one of the highest damage single hit moves in the game. So they are good to use, just not in neutral really, except under specific circumstances. As a little feedback from Turktos or Tuna, could you guys let me know how the connection is going between you two? Because the connection does look significantly unstable, and I just want to make sure that things are going okay for you two. if you guys are having rough connection, it's gonna make it harder for me to judge what you guys need to work on and what you guys are. It feels fine. Okay, cool. All the feedback I needed. As a reminder, please make sure you. I mean, I appreciate that Tunani, you paused the stream, but hopefully you are unpause. All right, so I'm gonna assume that you unpause the stream, like not mid-match. How do I say? In between the two games. That's appreciated. If you are playing, make sure you are pausing the stream. Like once you're into your game, make sure you pause the stream. The VODs will be up right after the stream. You can watch it immediately after your set. Like it's on Twitch immediately, and it's on YouTube right afterwards, like right after the stream's over. So you'll get plenty of opportunity to look through your commentary and like listen to everything without focusing on the game. And this way, it also lets you play your game without focusing on my voice. In the off chance you did not pause the stream while you were playing, make sure you pause the stream while you play. Okay, alright, there we go. We got the conversion off the Gregor. We didn't have OTG anymore because we already used up Gregor. We used it with the wall bounce on Gregor, whatever. Which means we jump to medium punch. So generally medium punch is a pretty powerful approach option because it hits so many times and so fast, but it's usually better against armored approaches. Quickly has no armored moves. While it's really nice and has a really nice hitbox, it scales your combo to death. So if you did get hit and then you convert off of it, which, like, I mean, it shouldn't be in it, you should definitely be doing that, then, like, your damage would be crippled. Like, you'd be doing, like, almost half the damage you otherwise would do. Maybe not half, like 70% of the damage you otherwise would do. That's a big deal. You know, you have to get every damage you can in a game that's this intense, or where offense is, like, this aggressive. Good catch. Noticing that Fuqua is pressing a lot of buttons in the air.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Good stuff. Alright, so I'm going to take this opportunity. Actually, it shouldn't be 3 games. It should be 5 games. I'm going to quickly update that. You guys are going to be playing 5 games. Make sure you guys are aware. I made a mistake. Okay, yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna take, well, alright, now I'll wait after this match. I wanted to take the opportunity to talk about the B&B Compendium, because it's pretty important for both of you. Terctos, you should probably already have heard this like a billion times from me, but at this point you should definitely commit to learning a B&B. Like, that's your most important assignment at this point. You've been on the stream enough times. Or, I should finish my thought. You should be on the stream. You've been on the stream enough times to know that by now. It's not that you've been on the stream enough times, like you're like, alright, it's done or something. No. Got plenty more to say. Drill Super gets you full screen. So, like, it's a little too early to really be thinking about this. Like, right now you just gotta be more familiar with your characters. But, like, a couple of things I just want to point out. It's like, you have to have an intention in mind. So when you use that drill, like, and then send out your opponent far away, right? Like, sure, you do damage to them, but now they're far away. And sometimes it's okay. If you want them to be far away, that's fine. You can sit back and throw fireballs with Fuqua. If you did not want them to be far away, then you done fucked up, right? Like, that means you used an attack that strictly put you into a situation you did not want to be in. And that was your decision to do that attack. Yeah, sure, it got you some damage, but, like, that's not everything this game's about. Unless it's getting you the kill, it's not just about the damage. Position matters. So, in that situation, you should be going into a full combo or something like that, you know? Because, like, right after you did your drill super, what did you do? You just approached your opponent almost instantly. You, like, waited for a second, hesitated, and then tried to just chase your opponent down. Yeah. Also, I pointed out the sweep thing before. You cannot convert off a sweep unless you are using OTG. That means they already have to be in a knockdown state. An example of this with Squiggly is if you use Heavy Gravedigger, and he's jumping when you're in the air, quarters of a forward hard punch, then what will happen is they'll bounce on the ground and you'll notice purple sparks fly out. And if they bounce on the ground again, blue sparks will fly out. When the sparks are purple, you can time a sweep, like a crouching hard kick, to hit right at that moment. Otherwise, you will not be able to convert off of it. What's this thing going on where the characters aren't hitting each other? Is that a bug? Yeah. Just like old times, huh? Alright. So, that's 3 games. Play 4 from 5. There should be 2 more games. Yeah, it's 5. Alright, so I will take this moment to talk about the B&B Compendium. So if you type !B&B into Twitch chat, you will be provided a link to some of the most important combos for your character. They are not the most optimized combos. They will not get you the most damage. They are not necessarily the combos you should be using in the end of the game. But these are things you absolutely need to learn to get more familiar with your character. These will help you practice the most important links that your characters have. It'll help you just practice spacing and like understanding what the general hitbox is in general and what your options are once you actually get a hit confirm. So in general, I recommend learning a B&B, being able to do it 10 times in a row, facing left, facing right, and against every character weight, and if you're overachieving, then against every character individually. This is the most important step. Once you are familiar with at least one B&B, one full 240 undizzy combo, then you should be ready for intermediate bracket. Blocks. So, alright, another thing is like whenever you're pressing buttons against your opponent and your opponent's blocking, your goal is to stop pressing buttons after a medium if you notice it's blocked. And yeah, it'll take a while before you build that kind of reaction time, but you don't want to have your opponent block a heavy attack, because then they will punish you. Sure, you can frame trap into a special, and what that means is like delaying when the special comes out, so there's enough of a gap that your opponent might accidentally press a button or something, and then they'll get hit by your special. But that is not your game plan. That is not something that is like the 101 thing you should do. Is my audio messed up? Someone please tell me if my audio is messed up. There was an audio test and no one said anything. Seems fine. Might just be you. Okay. Alright, good to know. Thank you. What the heck was I talking about? I noticed the sweep a few more times. If you use Silver Core twice, you don't get the stagger effect anymore. After the first Silver Core, you get Daisy. I think that's what happened there. Twitch has a lot of issues on Firefox. I can almost never watch Twitch on Firefox. It's very unfortunate. Nice spacing. I like that you're using Jumping Light Kick. Jumping Light Kick is Skullgirls' go-to neutral tool. For Philia, like you're approaching with Jumping Light Punch. Jumping Medium Punch again is fine, but I mentioned the armor thing already. You're using a lot of multi-hitting moves early on in your combo, which is scaling your damage a lot. For Turg, I'm gonna give you a link. You've probably already gotten this from me before. This is extremely important. This will help you understand why using multi-hitting moves to like confirm if you got a hit or not is kind of bad. I'm gonna flash the chat onto the screen so you can see that link. That link you can always just type, you know. Actually, no, you can't do it. Just look this up. Just like go to this video. It's pretty important. It's about punishes and damage scaling in Skullgirls. So it'll help you realize how doing less is actually more. So, oh yeah, stopping pressure after medium. So after you press a heavy button, you're unsafe. Your opponent can hit you. So if your opponent's blocking your attacks, stab after a medium. That's your goal. If you hit peak level of play, you'll stab after 2 hits of a light instead. But like that's peak. Frank, how do you punish airball on block? Wait. I asked this before. How minus is it? It was minus. It wasn't minus 11. The heck was it? We talked about this last time. Come on. I can do this. How much was... Alright, hold on a second. I have to pull up the Mizumi wiki. It should be light punishable. I mean, let's just find out for sure. Hairball? So let's say you block string into Hairball. Hairball is minus 15 on block on against for all three. It causes knockdown on hit, so like frame data doesn't really help. But on block, it is minus 15, no matter which one you're using. That means it is, for some people, it is literally heavy punishable. You can get a heavy counter hit on block, no PBGC, nothing. If you do PBGC, then it's a guaranteed heavy counter hit, right? The air one. The air one is minus 12 on block. That is almost always medium punishable. Not always, but almost always. In general, you should always be able to punish it on a light. If you PBGC and the positioning works out, you should be able to like press almost anything. For the people who are playing right now, if frame data doesn't make sense to you, don't worry about it. Right now, your goal is to just get more familiar with your characters. And the reason I ask you guys to learn a long combo, the reason I keep on emphasizing the B&B compendium, is because it's not about being able to do more damage necessarily. It's not about being able to just do these long, really cool combos, and that's how you become a pro. That's actually just the first step. Learning a B&B is how you get into a fighting game. Once you learn a B&B, that opens up the world to all sorts of options, like punishes, confirms, corner carries, resets, all these really, really important concepts in fighting games that we really just can't talk about until you're more familiar with the character. A B&B is how you get familiar with the character the most efficiently. Minus 12 is still surprisingly safe, honestly, for air ball. Like, I'm actually surprised it's only minus 12. To be completely honest, I thought airball would be a little bit more unsafe than the grounded one, because you use it in the air to keep all sorts of nonsense happening. That's kind of weird. I don't know. Hey there, Sailor. Good to see you here. Glad you can make it. Alright, well played by these players. Good work. You got plenty of homework to do. Make sure you're practicing your B&Bs. Make sure you're getting consistent with them. Make sure you're playing. You don't have to be able to do them 10 times in a row, left and right, on all character weights right away. Right? This is a goal. This is something you should be practicing constantly. I'm not plugging your SoundCloud, Kenji. By the way, did you watch the rest of the Tekken tournament, Kenji? Because at the end, Q-Dance came up and just cleaned house. I mean, cleaned house, quote unquote. Like, he didn't like kill everybody. He just destroyed. What the fuck is it? Miu Lee? I forgot. Yeah, Q-Dance is so good. He plays so clean. He still plays Devil Jin. And he's not like Devil Jin is ever going to be bad. He's a Mishima. But, like, still. He's so good. Alright. Anyway, back to this. So yeah, make sure you guys are checking out your B&B compendium. Make sure you got plenty to work on. Make sure you guys are practicing. And you don't have to necessarily be able to do your B&B 10 times in a row, left, right, on all weights right away. This is a goal. This is like what you should be building towards. You should be practicing your B&B and be playing in practical matches. Because if you can do your B&B in the lab, that does not mean you'll be able to do it in an actual match. So make sure you're able to do both. Kenji, I can't believe this. My own mod. Promoting themselves. It's on the VOD forever now. You've outed yourself. Although, if you guys are a fan of Kenji's music, I've heard that he has dropped a third beat onto there, so check that out. I guess. I don't know. Alright, so White Benji is already here. Our other matchup is Silver Sea. Where is Silver Sea? No idea where they are. See, Silver Sea. They also go by Silver Sea F, which is not helpful. Because I don't see them in chat. Silver Sea is currently online in Skullgirls. Okay, so they are somewhere. Let's go. Let's see if we can hunt them down. Hey, you're here. All right, awesome. I see you in chat. Perfect. Okay, so I don't know if you've joined lobbies like this before, but here's the lobby link. Actually, let me put this overlay on. Click that link. It'll open up Steam, which will open up Skullgirls, which will open up the lobby and put you into it. If you're already in Skullgirls, it'll just plop you straight into that lobby. So make sure you get in that lobby, pause the stream, play your matches, play 5 games, and then like it's 5 games flat. It doesn't matter who's winning, who's losing. Play 5 games flat, and then afterwards you can watch the VODs. I'll be commentating the whole time. If you have any questions about any of the things I say, you can always at me in the Discord and just reach out to me, ask any questions, whatever you have, need any tips, so on and so forth. This applies to you as well, too, Nani. Like if you're still in chat. As you might recall, I spent like a couple of minutes talking about how make sure you're pausing the stream while you were playing. Yeah. So if you have any questions about what I said, if you don't let me try that again. If you're not familiar with some of the terminology, or have any other questions or concerns about what I may have said, then please feel free to at me on the Discord, and I'll go ahead and answer any of your questions. In addition to that, if you're not familiar with terms in general, you can just type !terms, and it leads to a glossary of fighting game terms. And it's a pretty expansive glossary. Alright, I'll just have to open Chrome. I was watching on my phone. Oh yeah. There's it's also in the link I posted in Twitch chat is also available in Discord and also the Steam group. If you are participating today, I do jeez, why am I like this? I know that Silver Sea is in the Steam group, so they do have that thing. As a quick side note, based on the conversation I'm seeing in Twitch chat, for the macros for your character skins, it can't be during online play. You have to do it you have to do it during local gameplay. You have to do it during the training mode or single player, whatever. You can't do it while you're online. You can also use directional inputs to save more macros. Yeah. So you can basically you have macro button 1 and macro button 2, right? Up, down, and neutral macro button 1 are 3 different skins you can save. Up, down, and neutral macro number 2 are 3 additional skins you can save. You can save a total of 6 team setups. It'll also remember what voice option you chose. For those guys who don't know, some of these characters have alternate voice options. Skins and teams, both. It'll remember your skins, it'll remember your team, it'll remember your voice options. We are still waiting on Silver CF. Where are you at, buddy? Again, I don't know if you have Discord open or the Steam group chat open, but the link is available there as well. I'm gonna go ahead and link it again in case you just opened up Twitch chat. Sorry, not finding it. Take your time. I mean, I know sometimes it can be a hassle if you are not used to doing this, but this is pretty much the go-to way of hosting an online tournament these days, so be familiar with the process. Takes time. Okay, Swagger, you're able to claim an open lobby slot. Doc already claimed against Thok, and I was planning on fighting Grey Arsenic, but if you want to fight Grey Arsenic instead, I don't mind. Although I was looking forward to the games, but I will be able to say less commentary if I am playing, so it might be valuable if you do it. For the sake of the stream. Silver Sea, there we go. We're here. For the wait. No worries at all. Don't feel sorry at all. It's somebody's first time somewhere. If it's not your first time, that's fine too. Grey Arsenic has 2 people lined up to fight him. So at this point, you're fine. Sounded very sexual. Oops. Not my intent, I think.
Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
Alright, let's see. So we got Solo Squiggly, which is, oh my god, so tough. Fighting Silver Sea, who is fighting, or who's playing Philia and Eliza. What assist is it, Eliza? Are we gonna call assist? We're not gonna call assist. Okay. Reminder that if you're playing a second character, assists are really, really important. You should definitely use them. They help you out in neutral, and they help you out do more damage, all that other stuff. It's pretty cool. The hairball. Alright, no follow-up, no BNB. Alright, got the counter hit. Got 2 hits of a link. Cool. Unfortunately, dropped that link. If I remember correctly, White Benji actually plays a duo. I think it's like Fortune Squiggly. And I think they run Cremation? I'm not actually sure. I remember recommending that. But they're just practicing the Squiggly for now. So I know this is not your only team, so I won't give you too much solo advice. If I accidentally do, just ignore it. Yeah. If you do want it, screw it. I'll just go ahead and give you some solo advice. When you're a solo, the only way you can heal your character is by snapping. So using your meter for snapping is extremely important, which kind of sucks for Squiggly, right? This is why solo Squiggly sucks so bad. Because you need to be spending your meter to get your hit confirms. SBO is the only reason you're a viable character, honestly. SBO is the best goddamn super, in my opinion. It's such a powerful tool. But as a problem, as a downside, you don't build that much meter, right? And anytime you do build meter, you immediately use it up with SBO. So it's definitely ideal to, my brain just like did a hard reset. It's definitely ideal not to play Squiggly solo, but when you do have meter, make sure you're using it for snaps, make sure you're using it for SBO to like keep pressure on your opponent or to get confirms. Is Squiggly Butcher's counter synergy? Yes? If you are playing Squiggly Eliza, you should be playing Squiggly H-Spiral instead. Use Drills' Vortex. It's fantastic. I mean, it's not optimal by any means, but it is definitely everything you want it to be. Butcher's doesn't lift him off the ground, which is nice, or which is bad for Squiggly, because you prefer an assist that lifts him off the ground a little bit, which is what you get out of H-Spiral. It does give you the, so you don't get the medium punch vortex off of it, which kind of sucks, right? It also drains meter that you really, really desperately need. But it does give you a lockdown assist, which is always nice for Squiggly, because her pressure can be really, really good with a lockdown assist. But H-Spiral gives you that too. Squiggly Axe. Squiggly Axe is actually alright. Having a directional assist with Squiggly, a lot of people think is like overrated because Squiggly's got plenty of directional attacks. Not quite the case. Having a directional attack to buffer a little bit of space in between is really, really useful. Although it kind of sucks because you don't build a charge, right? So if you have Spiral, you build a charge too. This is pretty nice. Alright. I'll answer your question, Grey Arsenic, right after the thing, hopefully. Alright, spacing out with jumping leg kick, that is the right option. Time it out a little bit better so it's like you're hitting your opponent as you're falling down. What else? Okay, picked up the hairball, you're gonna go for the regular super, the wall bounce. Yeah, alright, cool, you didn't use the OTGs, or I mean, you did use the OTG before, but you were able to pick up without the character bouncing again. So nice timing on that. What else? Alright, hit launch. Ah, yeah, wait, isn't this... I know this route. Why do I recognize this route? Not a recommended route. So Daisy is a thing where it's like you should never use it as a reversal. It's always an offensive tool, so good work for using it as an attacking tool. On the downside, that also does mean that you have to be very careful with when you use Daisy as an offensive tool, because it's a hit grab, so it scales your combo. Well, not a hit grab, sorry, it's a command grab, so it scales your combo horribly. And in fact, there's a bug that makes it scale to 50 instead of 55. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It's more of intermediate advice. But it does mean that you should not be using Daisy in the middle of your combo unless it's sort of like anywhere between like the 7th and 10th hit, or you think it's gonna kill. It's just a way to burn meter unnecessarily. It does let you get a charge though, but you're not using it to get a charge. Using Daisy does let you build a charge and still convert, which is extremely important, by the way. 8th hit Daisy is optimal. Yeah, you were close. It depends. So 7th and 8th both work because how do I explain this? If you use it as a 7th hit, it scales more than a normal hit would. But like you get a little bit of extra damage, right? If it scales, if you use what's it called? If you use it as the 8th hit, it scales less than it would than a normal hit, or maybe it scales the same amount. I don't know how the math works on that, but it's like it basically functionally ends up having a lower impact on your overall damage, but in exchange, now you're reducing your daisy damage a little bit, right? Ultimately, it's semantics as long as it's between, like, 6 and 10, well, not even 6, 7 and 10, as long as it's between 7 and 10, you're fine. Like, that's totally fine. Even 11 is okay under some circumstances if your route's really good. Is there an open TCM stat? Unfortunately, no. We did use it all up. I mean, I guess it might be a little bit better to have you fight Thok than Doc, but like Doc was the first person to ask, so I feel bad taking it away from him. Oh, that's some lag. That's beautiful. All right, good stuff. All right, got the jumping leg kick. See what I mean? You want to use it like as you lower to the ground. That's important. But am I hallucinating? Is this a different team? Silver Sea switch teams? No, this is the same thing. Okay. Right? Yeah, because I don't remember what this Eliza was because he wasn't using it. Yeah, I remember. Add Dunce and C-Lab as another match, and Doc plays Thok you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm totally down for that. C-Lab and local Dunce, you want to be shoved in at the end? I'll go ahead and add that as a set. This is the first time playing this week? Oh, that's not good. Oh, you've had lab work all week, though. I mean, that's valuable. It's not optimal, obviously. Ideally, you lab and then you practice a little bit right afterwards. It's like stretching, right? Like, stretching's always good for you. But you should always stretch and then do a little bit of a workout, and then, like, cool off with another stretch. Not like schoolwork. Oh, alright. I won't argue with that. At least you're prioritizing your education. Extremely important. Education's dope as fuck. Those guys don't know, I originally wanted to be a professor. And then I realized that I also like money. And everyone in America hates teaching, or hates teachers, so they don't make money. Which is unfortunate. You're getting educated right now? Oh shit, that's so good. Schoolwork from like 3 weeks ago you should be doing. My guy, you were playing Path of Exile yesterday. What the fuck? They make money in Canada? Nah, it's fine. Well, Canada makes some money.
I apologize in advance. This is tuna with bacon.
You are teaching, therefore you get no money. Like, what the fuck? Why does America hate it? Like, there was an era of anti-intellectualism. Let me try that again. There was an era of anti-intellectualism that plagued America for about 3 decades, primarily 3 decades, right? It was around like 1980s all the way down to up to the 2010s. But it started fading off in that 2000 to 2010 range, where people started taking education a lot more seriously and realizing how important it is, and instead started complaining about the price of education, which is, you know, definitely the bigger issue. Unfortunately, though, the anti-intellectual sentiment still exists very, very rampantly, especially amongst like red states and things like that, where they think that like education is just a waste of your time and it's just training democratic liberal bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. Instead of it prioritizing your ability to succeed, they turn it into a political thing, which is not great. Something like 30 to 50% of the population still doesn't believe in evolution. Yeah, Christ. The planet is on fucking fire. And people still don't believe in climate, or like, what's it called, climate change. Like, there's been substantial change in snow since I was a little kid, for sure. Like, it's just, we can blatantly see the impact now. It's not even like a couple of degrees anymore. At this point, it's compounded. And like, what a strange planet we live on, you know? And the thing is, like, this is not just in America, right? The anti-intellectual wave was worldwide. And along with the whole climate change, like, propaganda nonsense was like, that was worldwide. Those things are political for better or worse. Yeah. Anything can be turned into politics, and we shouldn't complain that it does. It's just unfortunate. Wildfires are a hoax. Crisis actors are leaf blowing smoke into the air. Smoke that can be seen all the way in New York. You like this game? Nice. Alright, enough politics. Let's at least talk a little bit more about these games. I've been talking a lot about that Squiggly. I didn't get a lot to say about that Philia because the Philia was honestly doing fine. For all intents and purposes. The abundantly obvious thing, I guess I'll say it right after this, is the B&B Compendium. If you guys are watching this, you've probably already heard my B&B Compendium rant, like if you guys are watching the VOD. So make sure you're checking out the B&B Compendium, but I'll talk more about it and I'll do my whole spiel about it again at the end of the set, because it is the most important thing for you guys, because y'all are getting hits and not doing shit with it. Watching Medium Kick, scales your combo. I linked a damage scaling thing before, I'll link it again. Please check that out just for your own information. It'll help you understand how damage works in Skullgirls a little bit better. A B&B. That's a B&B. I was about to answer and I saw who was asking that. I like did a double take. Alright. B&B stands for bread and butter. Or bananas and bologna. Or bread and breakfast. That third one is actually true. First one and third one are actually true. Bananas and bologna I just made up. Okay, you ended pressure on a heavy. Wait, hold on a second. No, someone told me that the heavy is actually safe on block. Let me double check that. Phileas, standing hard punch. Where is it? Why the fuck is it -4 on block? Why is that okay? Who thought that was a good idea to make a heavy safe on block? Oh my god. Alright, never mind. So you end. Alright, Phileas specifically, ending block strings on a heavy is perfectly fine. Standing medium punch is +8 on block. What is this character? How is Philia legal? I guess she's not. She's like 16, but whatever. That's not my point. Her standing medium punch is more safe on block than her standing normal. Her also on block, her standing medium punch is more plus than on hit. What the fuck? This character makes no sense. Alright, so Philia, you're allowed to end your block strings on a heavy. At least you didn't go into hairball. You could frame trap into a hairball if you wanted to. That's an option. I'll just make you aware of it. But if I yelled at you for using standing heavy punches as a Philia, I apologize. Like, apparently she's just broken. Why the fuck is this allowed? That's so good. Oh my god. Alright, anyway. B&B Compendium. This applies to the entire beginner bracket, but is also extremely important for, or specifically, I'm gonna make sure I do my spiel for you two. Check out the B&B Compendium, !B&B. They're not the most optimized combos by any means, but they are combos that you should learn to get more familiar with the character. We ask you to get more familiar with the character before we can talk about more advanced things, such as frame data resets, corner carries, like all the fun stuff that really turns, or makes fighting games really, really enjoyable. But there has to be base knowledge checks, right? And every fighting game, there has to be something fundamental that you can always practice. Your fundamentals are that B&B. You need to start building that fundamental to help you get familiar with the spacing of your character, help you realize your options, so whenever you suddenly get a hit on your character and your brain's just like, what do I do? You'll know exactly what buttons to press because it'll already be in your fingers. So please make sure you check out the B&B Compendium, and please practice it as much as possible. Right now, we got Swagga fighting Grey Arsenic, and then it'll be followed by Doc versus Thok. This is all in the Discord, right? No, but like literally I've done this B&B Compendium speech every single Saturday for 4 years now. So it's been 7 years, Crank. She's 20. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's okay. I don't think that's like, cause like we're playing her as a 16-year-old, right? So like you can't make that excuse. By that logic, like Squiggly's like, what, 24? Like that's not right. She's also dead, you know. And Philly is also possessed by a parasite. Like, you know, it is what it is. It's not technically in the match commentary, right? I know. So it's not technically in the Discord, that information, but everyone knows that information's there. And even if the stream is not live, at any point you can just type !B&B. I wouldn't just copy the link. I would straight up bookmark it, right? Like this is, if you want to get good at the game, it's time to put in some work. So, like, breathe the living compendium. Make a YouTube playlist. All that good stuff, you know? Do the basics. So there's a student loan in debt in the middle of a paying job in a bad city. I mean, I doubt it's a bad city, right? And I doubt she's in debt. She was a part of the, what, Contiellos? Yeah. Quigley Contiello. Sienna Contiello. So, like, she actually is probably very wealthy right now. She probably has more money than any college student has ever had before she even died, right? She's kind of famous. That's tricky. Alright, yeah, you couldn't get both characters. Unfortunate. In that situation, you wanted, since you had the meter, you had an extra meter, you want to dash up snap, and then you would be able to confirm. Alternatively, if you want to be a little bit cleaner, you want to do crouching medium kick and then snap. I'm still talking about the Skullgirl, aren't I? Why am I only talking about Skullgirl? I don't have to give Swagga advice. I will eventually explain the solution to Parasol Butcher's Blade. The short answer, for anyone who's struggling against Butcher's Blade Assist, the short answer on how to beat that is forward jump and block. Forward jump and block sometimes. Most of the time, forward jump and then just hit. You'll be fine. For this Squiggy player. Hell yeah. Do not Absolute Guard or PBGC Butchers. It is not worth your time. It does not put you in an advantageous situation. Very unfortunate, I know. Butcher's Blade Assist, you pretty much have to jump. If you're stuck blocking it, you've already lost. Butcher's Blade is such a good assist that like it is designed by design, it forces you to respect it. The only way to beat it is to not get hit, which is very silly, right? Like it's like that. Isn't that how you beat every assist? Not necessarily, because a lot of assists actually want you, or their goal is to put you into the air. Butcher's Blade Assist is generally not used to put people into the air, it's used as a lockdown. And even if it does put you in the air, it pulls you back to the ground even if you're blocking, right? So like by design, it's not the ideal tool you use for that. You use it to keep people forced to respect your forced respecting your options. Again, there's no Butcher's Blade here, so let's talk about that on another time. Hopefully the lab stream, and he will teach you how to deal with Butcher's Blade or something. She is much smarter than I. I genuinely wish I could play, like, any of the people who are better than me, honestly. Like, I'll take anything at this point. Like, for some reason, no matter how much I practice, I always just feel like I'm so sloppy. Very unfortunate. Alright, nice burst bait. I mean, I don't think it's actually a burst bait, right? Like, they could have popped right away and you would have been hit, which is unfortunate. But, it's a cool idea for, like, a delayed burst bait, right? Like, which is still a good option, right? Like, it's not, you need a few real burst baits, but that's also still really, really good. So, like, if your opponent, like, reacts and be like, hey, wait a minute, I was close enough to press a button, and then they press the button, and then, like, they pop way above you, and you get a free reset, you know? Big heavy counter hit. Yeah, like, heavy, that will just let you kill, right? Especially in 2v2. So Squiggly has the ability to convert off of a grab as long as she has either charge, right? Because she can use Saria Silver Cord or Saria Medium Punch to convert off of a grab if you have charge, right? If you don't have charge, you have to spend 1 meter. You have to use SBO, and then you can usually get a confirm off that, right? You can even build a charge after you use SBO, which is really, really nice, right? So that means you should be using grabs a little bit. Like, Squiggly's grabs are not the greatest on paper, but, like, in terms of actual gameplay, like, flow, it ends up being really, really useful. What does Painwheel do that's really, really annoying and makes it really hard for it to be your turn? She uses Hatred Guard, right? So Hatred Guard is armored and absorbs the damage of whatever buttons you press, but it's armor, so that does in fact mean that you can grab it. Who's Enchilada? I thought Very was using no, this is Slavic. Jesus Christ. His name is Swagga online, like that's what he goes by. He has hosted Get Gr8 a couple of times. He's just a good friend of mine. So, he's just doing Swagga things. Squawks, oh, gets hit overhead. Not even across it, it was just overhead. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that you didn't block cross it or something. I think in that situation, you should have been blocking standing cross it. But, I mean, what do I know? I don't know what exactly happened there, because that was a pretty tight interaction. Sucks. Like super. Doesn't matter. What's it called? You can use up OTG. Oh, okay. You got medium. Okay. So I think you're using light dive kick to pressure there. If you get a hit confirm from low to the ground with a medium dive kick, you can convert into crouching light kick. Pretty alright. Like you can. It's still tight, but you can still do it. If you use light dive kick, that means you have to mix up. So after light dive kick, the only thing that links is standing light punch, and it's a 1-frame limit. It's not super hard, but it is something that is not necessarily consistent, so to speak. Also good. So you use light dive kick into standing light punch to convert off of that if you'd like. Otherwise, use light dive kick into crouching light kick as a reset, or standing light punch into forward heavy punch. So you get to like stagger the forward heavy punch for the overhead part. Or you can go light dive kick into grab, which is of course your third option. And I already explained how to convert off of that. So let's see. We got this Valentine. This Valentine's trying to do Valentine things. Trying to grab a parasol is a horrible idea, especially with non-command grabs from Valentine. The idea behind that statement is that Parasol reaches very far, and Valentine does not reach as far with her grabs. And Parasol is not using armor or anything that incentivizes you to use grabs, so you're just kind of playing fire with fire. Parasol's grabs are batshit crazy good, by the way. She can dash cancel, or she can grab out of a dash cancel, which lets her have a huge range for her grab. It's just absolutely massive. And on top of that, her air grab pretty much covers the whole screen, because that move is stupid. Her air grab is way too good. Try not to contest her with grabs unless you are already trying to break her with pressure and you have a lockdown assist back in gear. Switch to Fortune. This is interesting. Grabbing out of pressure does work. Your opponent will often call an assist to bait it out if they don't time it just perfectly, or if they purposely delay the timing of it to try to throw you off. You have plenty of window to wake up, grab them, and you will be able to grab them. The downside of it is it sets you at the maximum height possible, so that does often mean that your opponent will be able to instant overhead you or something like that. So it's very, very easy to punish. In general, though, you should be, you should not grab out of pressure, but it does work. It has a purpose. The other downside of that is your opponent can always just call assist and, neutral hop and then hold back. Then you're kind of screwed, because you're not going to be able to grab him or anything. It's just pretty much an end-all be-all answer to that. Oh, you're talking about Para. Yeah. Yeah, Parasol you never want to really grab out of pressure. Which is great, because that also means she's less likely to tech out of pressure, because she will not have her hands necessarily on the grab button, you know what I mean? So, you'll notice a lot of Parasols tech less than pretty much anyone else. Big Bang grab out of pressure is godlike. That was done. You're big anyways, you're gonna get instant overhead no matter what, so it's half the downside is gone. Flag cancel's tough to deal with, right? Swagger's throwing out a lot of spaghetti. It's really tough to tell what's going on. Tier makes it really, really annoying because you can't cleanly confirm off of everything without being afraid. But you got a nice hit confirm. Make that fortune. Make that fortune. Make that fortune do work. Make that fortune do work. Let's go. They didn't quite finish your B&B. Again, extremely important that you're learning your B&Bs. This is not a character that I often see you play. So it's a relatively new character. Counter hit. We're trying to play on Wake Up. This is tough when you're playing solo. What do you do about a lot of stuff? Reminder that when you're playing solo, you pretty much have to go back to neutral constantly. You can't keep pressure up effectively, because almost every character in the game has a very viable mash option unless you have it set up specifically for it. On top of that, as a solo, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, you don't have many healing options. The only way you can really heal is by snapping. So right now you have 2 meter. You should be snapping. You snap. You snap. You'll get 2/3 of your red life back. Alright, you gotta hit confirm. You didn't... Come on, snap. Well, there goes any ability you had to mash, or snap. Even if you got a hit, you would have lost your ability to heal. So that even wouldn't have even been worth it, even in that situation. That's a clear indication that you felt like you crumbled under pressure, right? Neutral is a very tense situation. It's a very scary spot to be. Usually when you're comboing, you're a lot more relaxed. You're I got the hit, let's just see what happens next, you know? But neutral you're pretty much tense the entire time, and you hit a boiling point where you said, fuck it, and then you mashed level 3, and it was just objectively the wrong decision in that situation. So, stay calm and neutral. Just play it out. If you're not being hit, you're not being hit, right? So, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think too hard. Take some time. I mean, you do have to think very hard, in fact. But you don't have to think that you're screwed, I should say. You know, you don't have to think like you're in high pressure. Just take deep breaths. That's why you don't play neutral and just throw spaghetti at people. Yeah. This is like the main reason that Skullgirls isn't my favorite game of all time, where the neutral barely exists. It does exist, but it barely exists. People can get rid of it very, very quickly. So when you are in neutral, play smart. Keep your calm. Don't throw it away. Era feels like a brick wall. She's tough. She's one of the best neutral characters in the game. It's really, really hard to break her. It just kind of... It's one of those things where it's like, there's not an end-all be-all answer to her. Like, Eliza, Squiggly, all these characters... Like, there's a bunch of characters that, like, there's an answer to them. There's, like, literally something you can do that, like, gets rid of a chunk of their options. Parasol's not that way. She's just very well-rounded. She's, like, a very solid character. She's not the best character by any means, but, like, she doesn't have damage. That's the price she pays, right? She has... Like, some of her most optimal stuff does, like, 7k something, right? Like, she barely does damage. Your tier is just... Yeah, you're just tier and jumping hard punch, right? But that's all you need, right? Because she has the best goddamn fucking neutral tools in the game. She has no block string pressure, my ass. What the fuck are you talking about? She has H tier. Everything she does is +2. Fuck that noise. It's not H shot, it's L shot? Oh, well, whatever. Alright, Thok versus Doc. What do we got? Brass at neutral for the counter call. That was a very smart use of assist. That was really, really good. Like, that's exactly how you should be using Brass assist. Wait for Beowulf to come out, wait for Ban to come out, call Brass, let him get punished. Alpha counter. Interesting. Okay. I'm not silent because I'm doing something else. I'm like watching very carefully. Because there are like things I want to say, but it's like way too soon to say it. Because this match is pretty complex. Not just for the characters, but also for the players. Okay, switching out, down back in, calling assist. See, that was a good counter call. Don't feel bad about that. That was the correct thing to do. The fact that it didn't work out is unfortunate. Unfortunate. That's a situation where you want to grab. You want to grab him, put him into the corner, and it helps you avoid the George. Remember that one of the iconic things about grabs is throughout the entire animation you cannot be hit. It's not true for things that are not grabs. You could have done a falling jumping light kick. I understand that you were a little bit afraid of any sort of armor move, like the Geigen arms coming out of Beowulf. But jumping light kick hits 3 times and very, very quickly. It can break all armor that's not heavy A-train. It's a little risky, right? Like, depending on where he is in the startup, but in this case it would have worked out. It's one of those things that I'm just letting you know, but it's not necessarily, like, the most important thing.
What else do we got? Ow.
There was one more match after this. It was C-Lab versus Local Dunce, right? I just want to make sure. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. C-Lab, Local Dunce, could you guys confirm that that's what you guys want?
Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
I'm not gonna... I mean, alright, you know what? Like, I guess I'll be a little bit mean. You guys want me to be a little bit mean? I've done Get Gr8 for 4 years. Your Local Dunce, I promise you, I have not seen many pretty things on this stream. I can count them on, like, 2 hands. One hand? One hand. I can probably count it on 1 hand. Kepai, I am once again asking for Crank to switch to Dark Mode Twitch. This is not my choice. I use Dark Mode Twitch in the actual application. The OBS Twitch, like, overlay, no matter what CSS I use or whatever, I cannot get this to turn transparent. I can't get this to turn black. Like, no matter what. Ever since Twitch updated the last, like, 2 times, it has been, uncrackable. I just cannot do it. Yeah, the old chat was transparent. You guys remember that, right? And my local chat is, black. Or, like, it's dark, right? It's dark thing. But when I try to use it in OBS as a URL window that I crop, I cannot turn it dark. I've tried so many things. I can try it again, but it resets, which is even worse. Star reset everything. Does that work? DM me afterwards if you have a way of making Twitch chat work again. 'Cause I will. Not like that. Never mind. Just, if anyone has an answer to that, feel free to ask me. There are certain things, like if you use Streamlabs instead of OBS, they have a built-in tool that does it, but it's like at the code level, right? CSS barely counts as coding, right? Like I can do that, but like I'm not reading a full HTTP response from Twitch and like streaming it through. There's a big difference there.
Everyone good to go?
Well, there's a difference, right? So you don't feel undizzy if you have set play. So if you have a way that you know, like, okay, if I reset at this point and that point, and then do my full route, then I'll get a kill here, and just do it, right? That's set play. You don't need to finish your combo unless you don't have set play ready. He doesn't do it when he kills one, that's a different problem. Almost got the conversion. Tough. Nice teleport. Good patience. The fact that you were down backing was not the right answer. I don't know. I think you want to up back in that situation. There's not much Eliza can be doing that is protecting you, or that down back would be protecting you from. Ow! Oh my god, that has vortex effect. You can use that to convert off base chain, which is really, really funny. I don't know if that's good, but that's funny. I'm kind of glad that you showed that off. Like George. Let's see. So this is tough, right? So Thok, like, how do you deal with this, right? I'm gonna go ahead and link a thing into Twitch chat that talks about peacock zoning. You might have already seen it before, but it's like dealing with zoning is tough, and hopefully this can give you a bit of an idea on what peacock is actually doing when she's zoning you. There it is.
An overwhelming victory!
No one fucks with L. George.
Quiet on the set.
Tani. How do I know the name of that? Calling out A-Train, that was a good idea. Alright, got the conversion. What can go wrong? You should be, right? You still had OTG, right? You should have been able to convert off the sweep. Maybe not. Remember that you can convert off the sweep as long as the sweep hits after you use OTG. Like right there, you should be able to go into HDP or something and then convert. I don't know if you're not getting your DP input or what, but you should be able to convert off of that with HDP. You might sometimes need to use LDP into HDP eventually or something. Like I'm not sure how the exact routes work, but there's a route for it. Jumping light kick. Raw tagged out. You only used it once. That's fine. Don't make it a habit. Okay. LA Train was the wrong option to use in that situation, but that's fine. Standing grab would have been better. Alright. Out that Eliza. That sucks. Get the overhead. Alright, so correct me if I'm wrong at some point if you want to, but my theory is in that situation you were so busy watching that L George that you were not watching that L. Yes, his instant overhead is hard to react to. But it looked like you were just afraid of the Eldritch because you were just sitting there down backing even before like he actually hit you. I'd have to go back. Maybe there wasn't actually that much you were waiting, but I think you were. Alright, this is tough. Like, what do? Right, you just scoop. You had 4 meter. What I would have been doing is been throwing out H giant steps, because if you throw out specials, it builds a little bit of meter, right? It's not quite Kara meter, but it's special meter. So when you throw out H giant step or a couple of other specials that are fast, maybe, right, like just as a neutral option, you'll build that 5th meter, and then you want to get into a situation where you're baiting out that big band call, right? Like you want to start jumping a lot and like be like about a third of a screen away from him, you know, like keeping it simple. And then as soon as that big band comes out, level 5. Pop off, you know? You got a free kill on that band, and if Beowulf was a little bit aggressive and like already pressing a button, boom, he's dead too. You know? Just fuck it all. That immediately would have made the game significantly more possible. You still weren't at 1, like you had no health left, but would have made it more possible. That's the important part. Doppler's George Assist comes to me every night to tuck me into bed. Gives me a glass of milk with some cookies. Reads me a story. Makes sure my nightlight is turned on. Checks the closet for monsters and then immediately screws up my attempt at neutral. Ain't that the truth? Doc, that was horrible. I can't believe you tried that 3 times until it worked. I hope I'm not getting names like confused, but that like Doc, like you shouldn't have used jumping hard punch over and over. As for the Eliza, like limit your time in skeleton, obviously because you've been grabbed and you're fighting 2 grapple characters. Technically 3 if you DHC into Picos level 3. Right, Picos level 3 is a command grab or a hit grab. Is it a hit grab? As a DHC, I think it's a hit grab. I'm not sure how that works. Assist bot. That's true. Known to few people, he is in fact a playable character. You might be surprised. Conversion. Shoot. That, I don't think was supposed to happen. I don't know how that reset. That kind of sucks for you, Thok, because you just took extra damage. So it's actually unfortunate for you that Bayo dropped that. Interesting. Oh, you got the hit and you didn't convert. That's unfortunate. I mean, that was a tough link, right? Like, that was max distance. Okay, cool. You could have reversal level 3 to catch that, but it wouldn't have been worth it. I think it was a good idea to not use level 3 there. If you didn't think of it, that's a problem. If you thought of level 3 and then chose not to do it, that was the correct decision. You should have played neutral out and tried to get a hit. You should have thrown out... Actually, what you should have done is called L. George or Bird Insurance instantly. Because that would have either whiffed or helped you out, right? Like, it either would have whiffed or killed. Like, you would not have been punished for using either of those after Airwolf. And I think you were pressing a neutral button. I think you were pressing standing hard kick, right? Or standing medium kick? Standing hard kick? I think it was standing medium kick. So, like, you had the opportunity to card cancel into Bird Insurance. So make sure you think of these options, right? This is what I mean why it's very, very important to get more and more familiar with the character and why you should be practicing throughout the B&B Compendium. This is important for all beginner level players. If you are playing in the... what's it called? If you're playing in, like, a beginner bracket or even intermediate bracket, like, you guys should be minimizing how often you drop combos. Gotta be practicing your B&Bs, check out the B&B Compendium, get more familiar with the character. Otherwise, we can't talk about that good shit, you know what I'm saying? Aight. Final set of the evening, we're gonna get C-Lab versus your local dunce. Let's go. Your local dunce is already here. C-Lab, hop on in. This is the lobby. Well, that's not the lobby link. This is the lobby link. Wait, come on, come on. Do it. Alright, there. That's the lobby link. Gosh, getting good at a dead in the game. Gosh, you guys are totally... Who are you? I'm gonna say it here, loud and clear, for everyone to hear it. Memes aside, I mean, I know you're memeing, but like, memes aside, play what you love, right? If you like a game, play it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You'll find players for it, like, especially because everything's online these days. Just have some fun, you know? Do what makes you happy. I should be listening to my own advice and playing Tekken. Yet here I am. But you know what makes me happy? Seeing all of you guys. That's why I'm here. I like seeing you guys. I like seeing people like connect slowly into the SGC and like, you know, making friends and getting along with everybody. I like seeing people practicing training, having questions. Who do I play in Tekken? I play a lot of people. Right now I'm maining Fang. The end goal is to main Xiao Yu, but right now I'm going from Fang, then I'm gonna learn Negan, and then I'm gonna learn, then I'm gonna learn Xiao Yu, and then I'm gonna learn Negan. But Xiao Yu's gonna stick to my main, unless Jun Kazama comes out. There's a theory that Jun Kazama will be out in Season 4, which would be crazy. Like, she hasn't been in a mainline Tekken game since Tekken 4? Right? Like it's been a hot minute since she's been in a Tekken game that's not a tag game. So I'm really, really excited. King has a tiger head? Yes. But I most likely am planning on maining Xiao Yu. Like, for reals. Because Xiao Yu was my main when I was a casual, and then Jun was my main when I was starting to, like, kind of learn how to actually play the game. And then in Tekken 7, Fang was my main. Because I always had a knack for Fang. Like, he just always seemed fun to me. But, like, now he's, like, you know, like, kind of well-known. He's been well-established. He's a developed character, so he's pretty cool. Asuka's a Jun clone. Yeah, I guess I off-played Asuka a lot because of how much she was similar to Jun. But Jun is more stance-oriented. Asuka is more, what's it called? Like, with punish-oriented, in a sense. So she's a much more patient character. Jun Kazama lets me be aggressive and play around with all sorts of stuff. We should have done Daisy there. Daisy would have been fine. Is Akuma still breaking the game? Absolutely. All the 2D characters are like really, really good right now. And Akuma's no exception to that. Akuma's probably still the best character in the game. Although now Fakuram is giving him a run for his money. Because oh my god, is that character broken. And I don't mean like broken like as in too good. I mean like broken as in like literally broken. He doesn't work. Like his hitboxes just don't exist sometimes where it really needs to. It's really fucking stupid.
Okay, nothing left to see here.
Really fucking stupid. Oh, that hurt my voice more. How am I supposed to talk? Wish I knew. I'm gonna be right back.
Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
Here we are. Alright, what do we got? Whip crouching hard punch, unfortunate. I think the power canceled it, that's why it worked out. This sucks, right? Double's Vortex mid-screen is so powerful with an assist, right? She flash steps to left or right, it's just the most free fucking reset, and she calls assist. Beat extend is especially good, because it's very, very easy to convert off of it, A. And B, it's DP, so it's not like you can press any buttons to really escape it in any way, right? A couple other like notable combinations like that, like drill assist with double flash step. Yeah, that's a very common one. But Fuqua doesn't do damage. Fan actually does damage, so you know that's kind of nice. I don't know what this route is. Okay. UDC DP. Go. And forward, and I don't know what button you press. Remember, whenever you're jumping forward, you can immediately hold back, right? So even though you're moving forward, then you should be able to start blocking right afterwards. I'm sure you tried that, but if it didn't happen, like maybe just keep an eye out for that. Anytime you notice you're jumping forward and you get hit, try to see if you could have like, pressed it faster, or it's like what was your hand doing? Was it a little too stiff or something, or just didn't want to move? Sometimes you just gotta believe. Tap up forward, and then surely enough your character will go. That's unfortunate. I think you were still in recovery jumping leg kick. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? When you get a hit confirm on your opponent, you need to make your opponent have a reason not to mash, right? Right now they've PBGC DP'd you, didn't really get punished for it. They mashed reversal on you 3 times now. They didn't really get punished for it, right? And no, that doesn't mean just down back, right? Like sometimes it does. Sometimes just down backing will work, but that's not going to be your go-to answer. Because that just means like, oh, okay, now they have to mix in a grab every now and then along with mashing SSJ. So how that works is, how do I explain this? Like the stupidest thing you can do is like down back call assist in neutral. The more important thing to do is to use a burst bait, a tricky burst bait specifically. And I think you were playing Parasol, right? Did you switch your team by any chance? Oh, you're still playing Parasol, right? So Parasol has more than enough tools that make it seem like she's just converting off the ground with you, but it's actually setting up for a burst bait. Like they all look so similar, and it's very, very frustrating to deal with. So that's a very good way of conditioning your opponent into being like, no, fuck you, you are staying on the ground, you are not playing your game. Like, stop trying to mash, right? And eventually players will learn. It's like if they try to mash out of pressure, if they try to mash out of being hit, they will get punished because they'll reversal and they'll just pop a burst bait, they'll get heavy counter hit, and then they'll lose their character. So burst baits are good. Down back calling assist is good. Just like blocking in general, like calling assist is good. Sometimes just like, you know, empty jumping or holding back in general will help you out a lot. The idea though is to give them a reason to not press that SSJ button. Extend, good block. That was very good. That's exactly what you want to do. Beat extend assist is a little bit tougher. You should not be using pillar as a reversal unless you have like super ready afterwards. Pillar is great, but only because you have the meter to support it. Make sure you have the meter to support it. I understand that might have been a desperation situation, but you could have just also held that. Or just don't like a push block, you know? Just push block the last hit. If you push block the first hit of a move, it'll set you up for a PvGC. And as a very general statement, when you push block the last hit of the move, it sets up spacing. So you're gonna win in spacing in the long run. So play it out. And yeah, it's a risk-reward thing, right? Where it's like, there's no right answer 100% of the time. But the risk you take by playing neutral again, as Parasol, is better in your favor than just mashing pillar without meter to back it up.
Player 2 wins!
Let's see. Game number 3. What else is happening? What's up, chat? How's your life going? Give me the sick deets.
Time to pull myself together.
Bear saying they play a lot of Leo. You like the way he moves. Having good wall game is fun in Tekken, and I'm learning Lee, but he's taking a video. I was about to say, like, if you like wall game, then Lee's your boy. He, like, is a third of a character without a wall. Nothing much, tired. Oh god. I can relate to that. Sleep is a myth. And like, you know, it's not always just sleep either, right? Like you can get a decent chunk of sleep and still be completely exhausted. Life has a way of tiring you out. Got that dang carrot grab, that used to be able to double snap, isn't that fucking stupid? What a kill. See that I'm playing clean. Nice pillar, good blocks, PvGC, but like, alright, see, you had a meter to back that up so you didn't get completely fucked for doing that. That's fantastic. You played out a little bit of neutral right afterwards, right? Because like you blocked the bikes, did some pressure on you. He was unsafe. You blocked it. You respected it. You played the neutral out. You won the neutral, and now you got a kill, right? Play smart. Good shit. Oh, nice hit on the overhead. Believed in the reset. I'm so happy you confirmed off of that. Like, I've seen you come so far your local down, so I'm so happy to... I'm like so happy to see you confirm off of that. That's awesome. Alright. A lot of players just don't believe in the hit. They don't believe like that it's gonna work, so they just press the button and then try to land on the ground. Alright. You thought that he was blocking, so you... what's it called? Wire seeded, but it didn't work out. I mean, you lost damage that would have killed, but instead just converted off of it and got the kill. So it's functionally the same. It actually doesn't matter at that health level value. Your push block. That's a lot of. I don't know. Now that's a lot of spaghetti. I mean, I don't know. I thought you played cleanly. I think that was fine, especially at the second half. I think your mindset was better the second half of that match. I mean, assuming you weren't listening and you are pausing the video while you were playing, go back and watch what happened there. It was all right. I'm not gonna say it was optimal. I'm not gonna say it was the best, but it was all right. What you did there was the right thing to do. It's always funny to see H-Bomber just stopped mid-flight. Fun fact, for those guys who don't know, Squiggly Standing Light Punch can 100% consistently punish what's called Heavy Bomber at a certain spacing. It'll just snap her out of it. It's just really, really funny looking. She just like smacks it, just like, no! So this is tricky, right? So C-Lab, I know you want to use Brass to punish the assist, right? Like, that's so enticing, right? Like, half of Band's value comes from his ability to destroy assist and stuff like that. Maybe not half, like, I'm exaggerating a little bit. But it's a big deal for him. His ability, like, with his supers or his assists or whatever, he's able to absolutely tear apart assist. So, in that situation, you don't want to be the one hitting that character, right? Like, you want to counter call. In this situation, Double had plenty of health. So when you see that assist come out, wait till the tier's done, call your assist, let it be a counter call. If you commit to the Brass, and you're relying on your assist to keep you safe, that's a lot more risky. Because normally, it's just your assist that would take damage, and then that's just red low, right? That can come back. If you take that damage as a point, because they respect your assist, then that's a lot worse, for obvious reasons. Because that health ain't coming back. It can, but definitely not all of it. Nice jumping light punch. That was a risky pillar. That was not a good call, but you're lucky that worked out. You could have called assist and then pillared. That would have been a little bit better. A lot more risky. You could have just lost both your characters in that way, but like it's a tough situation. The fact that that worked shouldn't let you think that that was the right thing to do. There are times where you can pillar out of pressure, but it's like a desperation thing. In that situation, you were so far ahead, you should have just been calm and just taking it easy. Play smart. That's my opinion. Y'all can do whatever you want with my advice. You don't have to fucking listen to me. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about half the time. But from watching what happened there, like, my opinion on the matter was like, that worked, but don't let that trick you. Like, that wasn't necessarily the right thing to do. Someone fucking screen cap me talking about Filia isn't legal? Oh my god. Why are you like this, dunce? Not screen cap, what's it called? Yeah, Twitch clip, whatever. Same idea. Alright, thank you everyone for joining us for Skullgirls Get Gr8. I am the Crank Machine, and I appreciate that all of you were able to make it. It was a fantastic time hanging out with all of you. You guys are the reason I do this show, so I hope you guys enjoyed it nearly as much as I do. And yeah, Thank you for joining us. If you like what you saw here and you want to apply the skills that you have been learning and practicing throughout these streams, well, feel free to sign up for Skullgirls Be Great every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, etc., etc. It is a standard Skullgirls tournament. We follow all standard major rules. And fourth week of the month is a prize pool tournament. So first 3 weeks of the month has random seedings, and based on how you perform in those tournaments, you'll get a little bit of a bonus, a little bit of a push, you know, to help you get towards that first, second, third place prize chunk of the prize pool. So feel free to play those. Although it is of course open to everybody. You don't have to like, you know, have played in the previous ones to play in this one. Anyone can play. Take a shot at some money. It's usually a fun time. You know, sometimes it's a small tournament, sometimes it's a pretty big one. Sometimes we get some really big names showing up, and it's really, really exciting. So it's always cool. But yeah, if you're just here for the advice streams, by all means, feel free to continue tuning in every Saturday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, so on and so forth. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.